Hey guys, we're about to get started. First of all, I want to thank Doug Song and Duo Security for making sure we have food for all you guys, so that was pretty cool of them. And I also want to thank the 129 of you that came out today. That's really great. We were not expecting that kind of show up, and that's why we had to move to Stamps, which is nuts. So thanks for coming. We're Michigan Hackers. It's our first year as an org, and we have a lot of exciting stuff that we're going to do this year. So before I start, what is hacking? So for a lot of people, this is what hacking is. It's companies or it's organizations like Anonymous or Lulzsec that compromise security vulnerabilities or basically do those kind of things to compromise websites. And we're going to be doing some security events throughout the semester, but in general, that's not what we do. So what do we do instead? So this is a quote from Mark Zuckerberg. Really what hacking is it's building. And it's testing the boundaries of what we can do. Hacking is also, it's fun, it's playful. So Richard Stallman, if you don't know, he was a big contributor to the GNU project, wrote a lot of GCC, which we all use in our intro programming classes. He also wrote a great deal of Emacs, and so he's one of the older true hackers. And Paul Graham here talks about how hackers are really good at what they do. It's mastery. We're not stopped by barriers. If something comes up, we find creative ways to move past that, and we just get stuff done. And if you don't know Paul Graham, he helped start Y Combinator, which is a startup accelerator. They help start up a lot of really awesome startups like Reddit or Dropbox. And so, basically, in general, we can say that hackers make stuff. They make lots of stuff, and this year, throughout the year, we as an org and everyone here individually is going to make a lot of stuff. Hackers also create art. So that could be a beautiful algorithm. It could be a Mario cube in the middle of the diag. It could be a hot tub in like the 4th floor of BBB. But hackers create art. And most importantly, hackers solve problems. So when hackers see that there's a problem in the world, they go out and they fix it. They come up with interesting and awesome solutions to the problems they face. Sometimes they use code to do that, and sometimes it just involves a lot of duct tape. So an example of this is, here's a problem that I personally have had. Backpacking classes sucks at University of Michigan. It's a tedious process. You have to go to Wolverine Access, run a bunch of queries. Each one of them takes like 20 seconds. And then I went back to an Excel document, mapped out my weekly schedule there, and it was miserable. And so for my own sanity, I decided to fix that. So what I built in a little under a week was Scheduler, and it was my solution to the problem I had. And you can see a couple of features here that are basically what I wanted in a scheduling program. So I wanted a calendar that was permanently on the screen. I wanted a really quick search that made it really easy to add and remove classes. I wanted to be able to have multiple classes on the screen at any time, or to be able to keep track of multiple schedules in case I wanted backups. But in general, this is my solution to that problem, and it's what worked for me. And it made my life better. I feel happier scheduling classes now. But the really cool thing about this is that not only did I start using it, but I told a couple of my friends about it, and they started using it. And they've told me that they too have found that it really makes a difference. And that's why I do what I do. It's to get that kind of gratification. And that's what I and the rest of Michigan Hackers want all of you guys to feel too. So you're probably thinking, that's pretty cool. I also have a ton of ideas, and I kind of want to make that happen. So how does that work? You could do this. But really please don't. You should learn to build stuff yourself. You're going to hear this over and over again. We are here together to build stuff. And so that's where we come in. We help you do that. So this is our mission statement. We're here to foster a community of people that can solve problems at the University of Michigan using technology. And we're bringing hacker culture to Michigan. And so how are we going to do that? Well, there's two parts to this. One is people need to learn how to build stuff. So we're going to be doing lots of tech talks. We're going to be doing a tech talk every week. They'll alternate Tuesday and Wednesday evenings, and they'll be on a wide variety of topics. They'll always be open to the public, so anyone can come to a tech talk whenever they want. On top of that, all of our tech talks will be freely available. After the fact, we'll be recording all of them. This one is being recorded right now. And we'll put them up on YouTube, so if you had to miss the tech talk for any reason, you can come back, check it out. We'll also try posting slides or additional material, anything that we can to make sure that you get the information you want. Information wants to be free, that's what we believe, so we're going to make sure that we give you anything we can. Also, we'll have student-led tech talks. We'll have lots of those. We'll have grad students come in and talk about the interesting research that they're doing. We'll get undergrads to come and talk about the interesting technologies that they're playing with. This is also an opportunity for Michigan hackers to, as in you guys, to come in and talk about something that you find interesting. Come share your knowledge with us. So if you have an interesting idea for something you can talk about, let me know, or let any of the exec board know, and we'd be happy to figure out how we can make that happen. Also, we're going to get companies to come in. So we want to bring engineers from top companies to come in and talk to us about the kind of technical problems and the kind of solutions that exist out in the industry. Because really, when you go out in the industry, the kind of problems you face and the kind of solutions that you have to come up with aren't quite the same as what you get in a classroom or in any of the classes here. And so what we want to do is we want to expose what is the kind of work that happens and what's the kind of work we can expect when we graduate and when we may eventually work. But the important thing is these always have to be technical. We do not want recruiters coming in and talking about how awesome it is to work at company X. We want really solid, good technical talks. If you don't want to work for that company, that's fine. It should still be, you should still be able to get value out of that talk. And really, if a company comes in and talks about a really interesting problem or a really interesting methodology that they have, the right hackers are going to come and want to work for them. And so it's a win-win. So an example of a couple of talks that are going to come up. Next week we have a Git and a GitHub workflow talk. It's also our second mass meeting. So this talk's going to be repeated, but well, in addition, we'll do a Git and GitHub workflow. We're having a mobile dev talk lined up sometime in October. We've got an engineer from Square coming in and talking about code quality at larger scales, in larger code bases and on larger teams. And we have a bunch of talks that we want to do, stuff like shell scripting, NoSQL, security we'll have a lot of, writing APIs, really whatever you guys want. We don't have the whole calendar filled up yet, so if you have a talk that you want to give, or even a talk that you want to hear, let us know, and we'll try to make it happen. So the other thing we want to do is, after we educate our users and people know how to build stuff, we want to give them a space to actually go and build stuff. So that's what Hack Nights are. So Hack Nights are a time for hackers to come together. We'll put them in a great workspace. We'll all get together and build stuff. And so these are going to be Thursdays at 9, unless people can't make it, and we can be pretty flexible about it. But let us know. This is supposed to be a really informal kind of event. We all just kind of hang out and crank out some good stuff. And so the point of this is building. So bring whatever you want to build. That could be class projects, that could be side projects. If you just have an idea, but you want to see, you want to talk about it with people, you want to see maybe how you can make it happen, bring it in and just chat with us. That's the point of Hack Nights. Also, we want to start each hack night with some sort of either presentation, if people want to talk about something they've been working on, or maybe if we could do like certain types of activities together, something to get like people ramped up and ready to hack. So we're going to be sharing lots of ideas. And it's a great place to meet people. You'll be surrounded by the best hackers on campus, and it's a really great opportunity to meet with people and work with really smart people. Bring questions. If you're having problems with something, ask people around you. Talk about the ideas that you're having. Get feedback from people. And really, you should be meeting people at these things. And yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of hacking at these. Also, it's important that occasionally we step back and have a little bit of fun, and not just be hacking all the time. So every month or so, we'll have a social event. So the first one we have planned, and it's really the only one we have planned so far, in October, in later September, right after the career fair, we're going to have a board game night. So if you have a favorite board game, bring it. We'll have more information about exactly when and where it'll be when it comes closer to that time. In addition to this, if people are of age, we will occasionally go out to bars and stuff and just kind of hang out. So, yeah, and really, these are social events for the members, so we don't want to come up with all the ideas here. If you have something that sounds interesting to you, something that you think would be fun to do as a group, let us know, and we'll try to make it happen. Also, throughout the semester and throughout the year, we're going to be doing several larger events. So these are hackathons or other events where we're pulling in tons of people, and not just people from our membership, but people from across the campus. And so the first thing we've got lined up is a Learn to Hackathon. So if you guys don't know, if any of you don't know what a hackathon is, basically we get people together for 24, 36 hours, something like that, and basically they have to take a product from start to finish in that much time. And so it's basically like a sprint. It's a building sprint. And so what we want to do is, for a lot of people, that might be a little bit intimidating if you don't have that much experience, if you've never done one of these before, you might not be sure about it. And so what we wanted to do was have a Learn to Hackathon, where people who are new to the whole concept can come in, and it'll be a little bit shorter, and we'll have people constantly there to help you guys out. We'll have a lot of people there coaching, and if you have any questions, there will always be someone there to help you out. And it's kind of a more laid-back environment to just kind of figure out what hackathons are all about, and maybe get you guys comfortable with producing some really amazing hacks that the other hackathons we're going to do. The other thing we're going to do later in the semester is a Hack Michigan. This is another hackathon. The theme of it is to solve problems that Michigan students face and that Ann Arbor residents face. And so what we want to do here is the hacks that come out of this, we want to make real impact with these. So we're going to find real problems, and we're going to be solving real problems. So Scheduler might be an example of something that would fit under that framework. And you guys should be thinking about what are the problems you face as a student, and how can we use technology to make that better. And we'll hack out some pretty awesome solutions. And then the nice thing is we can, as an org, bring those hacks into fruition and have people actually be using them and make a real difference on campus. So that's what we've got planned for Hack Michigan. Also, next semester, we want to do a security capture flag. So this is a chance for security people to try out their skills without getting into any legal trouble. So what a security capture the flag is we get, each person or each team will have a machine that they have to defend. They'll build up various defenses on that, and then when people start actually hacking into each other's machines, they'll be simultaneously attacking by exploiting various security vulnerabilities in other people's machines, while simultaneously defending their own. While that might sound a little scary to a lot of people, like I don't think that even I'd be able to be that effective at something like this. We're going to do a lot of tech talks leading up to this, so that we all feel like we can actually, do some really impressive stuff at this, and it'll be a great chance to try things out. And also, I just want to give a shout out to the 20 or so people that are going to PennApps this weekend. Yeah. So we've got a group of people going to PennApps. It's a hackathon at the University of Pennsylvania, and it's a really big hackathon. There's going to be people from a ton of different schools, and it's the first time Michigan's representing at PennApps. So that's really awesome. We want to start representing Michigan at all kinds of competitions throughout the country, and Michigan Hackers is the one that's going to actually, bring people together and start doing stuff like that. And also, thanks to CFE for giving us grants and making it possible to actually get there. So the other thing we want to do is, as an org, we want to build stuff at an organizational level. So we want to have projects that people can work on that are managed by Michigan Hackers, the organization. And what that allows people to do is, even if you don't have an idea for something you want to build, you can always contribute to one of our larger org projects. And so we'll have a couple of these throughout the year. And currently, first of all, they're all going to be open source. Everything we do is going to be open source. We're strong believers in like open source and that community, and we want to get people more involved with that. And so part of joining or part of contributing to these projects is learning how to contribute to an open source project. And so an example of an open source project we have out already is our website. So if you're interested in checking out a really cool Rails app, the whole thing's built on Ruby on Rails, and we have an issue list on there. So if you want to fork it and make some changes or fix some of the issues that we have on there, feel free to do so. We're going to be constantly monitoring all of our merge requests, so definitely do that. And we'll have a lot of projects throughout the year, so in all kinds of different languages. So basically, we want people to contribute and learn how to contribute to an open source project. So we're doing a lot of cool stuff. How do you guys get started? So we have a Facebook group. There's a lot of conversation happening in the Facebook group. So if you have something you want to show off, feel free to post a cool hack that you built. We'd love to talk about it. If you write an interesting article, post that. It's really a place to generate good discussion about technology. We also have a page. That's where we're doing all of our announcements. Emails are pretty terrible. People hate them. And so Facebook works a little bit better. So we're going to be using Facebook for most of our major announcements. We also have a website that you should sign up on. We're going to be tracking all kinds of membership stats. We want to generate a lot of data because then we get to play with it. And so, so sign up on the website and we'll be tracking things like what kind of people are coming to our events, what kind of people are contributing to our projects, stuff like that. And we can have a lot of fun with that kind of data. And basically, we're all over the social media space. We've got tweets, Pinterest, you can rate us on Yahoo. But most importantly, you should just start coming to stuff. It's really important that people start coming to our Tech Talks and our Hack Nights. Hack Nights is where you really become a Michigan hacker. So definitely come to those. So who is Michigan Hackers? Who are we right now? So I wanted to just point out who's been doing all the work so far. So we've got Max, who's our president. He's going to be talking later. Kyle's been busting his ass on operations. Jonathan's been doing a lot of our student outreach. He's been managing our page and stuff like that. Adam's making sure we have really great opportunities for our members in terms of corporate sponsorship and corporate outreach. I'm in charge of education, so any tech talks, any hack nights, that kind of stuff's under my domain. And we've been getting a ton of other help. Ian's been our amazing designer. He's the one that has created the Michigan Hackers brand. Otto's been helping a lot with a lot of our hackathons, planning those out. And Han's been doing a lot he's our resident business guy. And hopefully we can get you guys involved too. So how do you guys contribute to Michigan Hackers? How do you guys start getting leadership roles and stuff like that? So you should join a task force. They sound cooler than committees, so. Our first task force is the hackathon one. So these guys are responsible for making sure that we pull off really great hackathons. They're getting sure that we get sponsorship so that we can actually run these things. They're managing logistics, stuff like that, and just doing general planning. So if you're interested in something like this, at our first Hack Night, we're all going to split off and meet together with these committees, gauge interest in if you're interested in one of them, come to the Hack Night, meet with the people who are in charge. So hackathons are being run by John and Otto. Meet with those guys, and we can start seeing how you guys can get involved. I'm in charge of events, so that is Tech Talks and Hack Nights. So we need to be consistently booking really good talks, and so people who are on that committee are going to help look for what are the interesting talks that we can give. Who can we get to really teach us something really interesting, and also come up with really interesting ideas for Hack Nights. What are the kind of stuff that we as a hacking community can do together at Hack Nights that would be really fun and also really cool. And the final one is projects. So if you are interested in managing our GitHub, like coming up with projects for the org to do together, or just managing our projects, that's what the projects team is there for. And so if you're interested in that, talk to Max or Adam at our first Hack Night, and we'll see how you guys can get involved. And so overall, we've got a really exciting year planned. We're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. We're going to be building a lot of cool stuff, and I expect every single one of you to build something really awesome by the end of the year. And so with that being said, let's go build some awesome shit. All right, thanks.